This video was produced by the UCD Math Support Centre in conjunction with the UCD Access Centre. This video follows from the video on range, quartile and interquartiles. Percentiles are a measure of relative position in a dataset. The xth percentile is the value below which x% of the data falls. By this I mean if you are told that you are at the 60th percentile on a test, then 60% of your class scored lower than you. We represent the 60th percentile as P60. There are special terms used for the 25th percentile, the 50th percentile, and the 75th percentile. The 25th percentile we have already covered as the lower quartile. The 50th percentile is also known as the median, and the 75th percentile is known as the upper quartile. Let's move on to calculating percentiles of a dataset. In a percentile question, we'll be asked to calculate the kth percentile of a dataset. Let's choose a k value. In this case, let's choose k equal to 80. So we want to calculate the 80th percentile, or P80. The first step in calculating a percentile value is to order our dataset from smallest to largest. The red dataset on screen is the black dataset in order from smallest to largest. The next step is to multiply the total number of values in our dataset, which we refer to as n, by k%. So in this case, our dataset has 20 values, so n is equal to 20. We want to multiply this 20, the total number of values, by k%. Our k is equal to 80, so in this case it's 80%, which is also 80 over 100. When we do that multiplication, we get an answer of 16. It is important to note that our answer here is a whole number. The rest of the instructions depends on whether our value here is a whole number or not a whole number. Since our value is a whole number, we count the values in our ordered data set from the smallest to the largest until we hit the value we have just calculated. In this case, the 16th number is 33. So we take 33 and the next number, or the following number, in this case 34, and we find the average of them to get our 80th percentile. Therefore, our 80th percentile, P80, is equal to 33 plus 34 divided by 2, which will give us 33.5. What this means is that 80% of the values in our dataset lie below 33.5 when we have them in order from smallest to the largest. If step 2 had not given us a whole number, we would have to take a different step 3. In this case, we would round up the number calculated in step 2 to the nearest whole number. For example, if we had gotten 15.6 in step 2 instead of 16, we would have rounded 15.6 up to 16. Then we would count the values in our ordered data set from smallest to the largest until we found our whole number. In this case, if we had gotten 15.5 in step 2, we would have rounded up to 16 and found the 16th number, in this case 33. But this time 33 would be our kth percentile. There are no further calculations required. Let's try redoing this question for a different value of k so that we use step 3b. We'll start by choosing a new k. Let's choose k equal to 21. So we're looking for the 21st percentile. So starting from step 1, we already have our set ordered from smallest to largest. Step 2 tells us to multiply the total number of values in the dataset, so we still have 20 values, multiply by k%. So in this case we have k equals 21, so 21% is 21 over 100. And when we do this calculation, we get a value of 4.2. Now we'll try step 3b. If step 2 is not a whole number, round up to the nearest whole number. So rounding up, we get 5. And count the values in the data set from smallest to largest until the whole number is found. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this 12 is our 5th value in the data set. This value of 12 is the kth percentile. So the 21st percentile, P21, is equal to 12. In the case of 12, 21% of our data values lies below it. That concludes our discussion on percentiles.